Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. You are here to view from submissions to scale. I'm Terrence Clark. I am a manager in investment services with eXp Realty, and I have special guests here, Jacob Acorn from Zudilio Customer Support. We're going to be talking about how you can use EO Pro to automate your express offers business and your real estate business, really helping you drive those conversations that are going to help you win more listings. So let's start off with just a quick icebreaker. Where's everybody coming from? We're going to try to break the ice, let people get in here before we get started. But just wanted to know really fast, where are you joining us from today? And and also, if you are an Express Offers user, have you submitted a property here, let's say in the last 6 months? You can see Milwaukee, Cary, North Carolina. Jacob, if you would go back one slide. Charlotte. Okay, cool. How familiar are you guys with Express Offers? Have you heard of it? Have you used it? Have you submitted properties before? Change the system. Yeah, we did. We did change the system. Made a huge upgrade in what this platform does today, and I'll go over that briefly as we get started. Yeah, so for those of you who are looking for listings and want to be a listing agent, this platform is definitely a must use, right? It's one of the strongest value propositions in real estate because it's not driven by pressure. It's really is something that you can use to start a conversation, create and use and leverage curiosity in order to have more conversations, right? So Express Offers, now powered by Zudilio, is giving you convenience-based options to present alongside traditional listings. What that again is going to help you do is provide what we like to call decision support, right? Your sellers, I can almost guarantee every seller, every person interested in selling a house is interested in an offer. It's not to say that a cash offer or an offer from an investor or an offer from who knows, right, is the right one. But the fact that we have this platform, this demand platform where we can bring offers to interested parties or curious parties, again, this is just going to help you get in front of the client and really scope out what are their needs, but also have something that they can act on if they do need speed, certainty, and convenience. So, again, Express Offers powered by Zudilio is your convenience-based offering to pair alongside traditional listings. But now, with that being said, every EXP agent has access to Express Offers. You can go and submit a property right now today. No certification required, nothing else required, right? So you're able to do that again with no commitment, no obligation from you. But Express Offers Pro, that is your. I'm seeing that you guys that were frozen. Let's see here. Jacob, can you hear me on the other side?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, not frozen. So if you're frozen, maybe try refresh and come back. We're seeing mixed comments down here, but we're good on our side. So yeah, Express Offers Pro. This is really your platform that's going to make the lead generation and the decision support really all come together. So this is where I say all of the features live, right? Your actual infrastructure lives in Pro. And so you can sign up for EO Pro that's going to give you, if you want to go to that next page there. So talking about Express Offers and Express Offers Pro, the free version, we call that the MVP. So again, you're going to be allowed to submit properties. You're going to get the offers out and be able to give the insight to your clients. But Pro, again, that's where you're going to get the offer tracking, the dynamic views of each offer, the dashboard to manage all of the offers, your own landing page, your seller intake widget, and then additional support. That is why we're here today, is to talk about the features and the integrations to really help scale your Express Offers business. And I again want to introduce Jacob from Zudilio here from customer support to go over those integrations and how you can use them to scale your business. Jacob, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Terrence. Now that we have covered the main differences between the MVP and the Pro, I'm going to show you some of the main tools that come with ExpressOffers Pro and how you can utilize them in your business. The first tool is the landing page, and for all these tools I'll show you, I'm going to show an example of every single one of them. So the first one's the landing page, and the landing page is every ExpressOffers Pro agent receives a landing page that can be shared with homeowners, past clients, prospects, or anyone that might consider selling. A homeowner can enter a property address and begin reviewing their different selling possibilities available to them. You can share the landing page link through social media, text messages, email campaigns, advertising, and even your email signature. This gives you a simple call to action. Instead of telling someone to contact you when they are ready to sell, you can send them directly to the page and they can enter their address and begin the conversation. For example, you could send a homeowner a message saying, would you like to compare a convenience-based offer with your home may sell on the open market? Enter your address here. So I'll show you an example of our landing page and where that's located, because I know for sure there'll be a lot of questions on that. So can you guys still see my screen, Terrence?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So right here, this is where your landing page is. So this is where you could copy the link, and then you could paste it on a new tab or send it to a homeowner, or you can send them that QR code right there, and your site will pop up right here, your landing page. It'll have, and you can edit. Everything is edited in your profile settings in your Zoodealio account. So you could change your logo right here, and then down here is your information for that. So if the homeowner puts in their address, it'll get sent right to your Zoodealio account. So that's our the first integration. The landing page has been very productive for a lot of our agents, and it continues to. And we are trying to make decisions on, where you can edit the landing page coming up soon. So we have that coming up. Our next slide has to do with the landing page. It's the custom domain. ExpressOffers Pro agents can connect a custom domain for their landing page. So instead, example right here, it says like expressoffers.zoodealio.com. You can go here and type in your domain, and then it'll spit out some characters that you put on your GoDaddy or whatever your domain site is, and then you'll enter those in, and then your verified domain is there, and you'll have this domain right here that you can paste that online, and it'll go to your landing page instead of having a domain that says expressoffers.zoodealio.com. It could be your own site. So we have that one. The next one is a pretty big one. It's the automations. ExpressOffers Pro already includes pre-built Zapier integration, so agents do not have to create these automations from scratch. The main connection has already been built. You simply click into your pre-built Zap, which I'll show you. It's in this section right here. Right here. So you'll just click on whatever CRM you have. Even if your CRM is not listed right here, you still have the pre-built options for the Zoodealio. So all you do is click on here, and then you'll say, sign up and try the Zapier for our integrations is completely free. So you just sign up with a Zapier account and you can connect both sides. Zapier is very cool because you can do things like, for instance, if you want to tag, hey, get a cash offer on your CRM, it could integrate back to your Zoodealio where it'll create a client automatically where you don't have to manually enter it in. So, and then our support team, me and our whole support team can also help you connect the pre-built Zap if you're having issues on it. It's another way to generate opportunities by adding the ExpressOffers experience directly to your existing CRM. So, and then the last one, this one is my favorite. It's the widget. So the widget is a pre-built address search bar that you could put directly on your own website. The widget is different because it is embedded directly into your existing Zoodealio account. A homeowner can enter a property address from your website, begin and seller intake process without having to search for another page. This allows you to add the ExpressOffers or selling opportunities call to action without rebuilding your entire website. It also keeps the homeowner connected to your existing brand and online presence. The setup is simply log into your ExpressOffers dashboard, go to your widget section, and then what you'll do from there is, here, let me show you an example. You'll copy one of these pre-built, typically iframe. Every site has a iframe where you can edit that onto your website, and it'll come up with the bar, and you put that where you want it. Here's an example of, I don't know if she's joining us today, but Kathy Ryan from EXP, she put in, she has like a cash offer section for her account, and she put in this pre-built section. So whenever they enter an address, it'll automatically go to your Zoodealio account. The next section is integration support. You don't have to complete every integration by yourself. If you're wanting to get help with custom domains, widgets, Zapier, or other ExpressOffers Pro questions, you can email eosupport@exprealty.net, or you can call this number, 480-771-9560. When contacting support, it helps to include the email address connected to your account, the integration you are trying to complete, and a screenshot of any error. The more information you provide at the beginning, the faster we can identify the issue and help you with the setup. And then close. To wrap everything up, ExpressOffers Pro is more than a place to submit a property. It gives you tools to attract homeowners, organize seller opportunities, connect your systems, and provide sellers with additional options alongside the traditional listing process. Your next step is to visit expressoffers.com/agents and scan the QR code on the screen. From there, you can learn more about ExpressOffers Pro, complete the required ExpressOffers overview training, and access the community calendar, and begin submitting properties. I recommend getting familiar with the platform before you have a homeowner who needs an immediate solution. Set up your landing page, connect your integrations, and add the web widgets to your website, and become comfortable navigating the platform. That way, when your next seller needs more flexible, greater certainty, or an option besides a traditional listing, you'll be ready and confident. Thank you for joining us today. Please submit your questions through the message section. Terrence and I will review the messages and respond to as many as possible. Again, ExpressOffers Pro helps you move beyond submitting individual properties and gives you a repeatable system for generating, managing, and converting more seller opportunities.
Thank you, Jacob. So a couple of questions here. Emily, we started going back and forth with your question about the client information. So just to be clear, y'all, when you are using Pro, everything is coming directly to you. We know on our side, on the back end, that submission belongs to your account. When you are using the MVP, which is the free version, you can submit a property, but at the end of your submission, you need to use your information instead of the client's information. So be your name, your email address. You will do that each time. And then it helps us to know that that's not a lead coming from one of our sources. So make sure that, again, when you are using the MVP, that you always submit your information as the client information. Let's see here. I
And
see
then
Justin asks, what is ExpressOffers? That is your, this is your tool, your platform to be able to provide convenience-based as is options to your seller clients.
And then I see a question for, does that work on Lofty as well? Because that's the Bold Trail site. Yeah. So Zapier, they connect with all CRMs. They connect with our CRM. They connect with Lofty, Bold Trail. I believe there's a conjoining between Bold Trail and Lofty, but you could still connect it through Zapier. Like I said, you can go to Zapier. You can go to your Zoodealio site, automations, click on, even if you don't have that other CRM, you can connect to Zoodealio to Lofty or Zoodealio to Bold Trail, and it will have pre-built automations already put in place. So
About the cost, is there a cost to EO Pro? There is a cost. EO Pro is $25 per month for Pro, but again, you can submit properties today for free. What's the discount off of ARV? And so that's a great question because it allows us to really talk about the options that come out of ExpressOffers. It's not just traditional cash offers from traditional buy and hold and fix and flip investors. You do have these also what I'll describe as structured sales that are really designed to help homeowners capitalize on market value, but still take advantage of speed, certainty, and so that being said, you could present someone a cash plus offer that it's going to be at ARV, but there will be fees associated with the sale. So it is really, it's dynamic in terms of the offerings. I would encourage you to go and maybe play around with a couple of submissions, even if it's just your own, to test and see how some of those offers come out. We do also provide offer training Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard for you to go and learn more about the offer structures that are coming out of ExpressOffers.
she meant for the widget. For the widget, it's mostly for your website. So if you have a direct website that you can customize, you can have a developer where you can put in that widget code, then you can add that widget to your site.
And if you're someone who's using a lot of AI right now, right? AI is a very hot topic. I've built several sites using Lovable with the widget. So it's super dynamic because you don't need to be a coder, right? You don't need to have that specialty. And so you can do some really creative things with the widget, some very specific consumer avatar stuff with the widget. So yeah, I'll drop the link actually to the training calendar in the chat. And so if you use that training calendar, it'll tell you about everything that's always going on for ExpressOffers.
Do I need permission from the seller to post a property? So when posting their property, you do not need permission from the seller. You can put in, you're not obligated to put any information from them. You're just trying to submit an offer and, get those final numbers and receive a deal so that you can present to them. So.
Yeah. Now, when you are getting to the stage of, the acceptance and a contract, you are going to be representing the sellers in our case. So you will need your standard state paperwork and all the correct documentation on a local side. But the good thing is there's no ExpressOffers specific paperwork. Again, it's pretty much data entry, sharing kind of what you learn via the data entry. And if the sellers are interested in going forward and getting a finalized offer, that may be where you are talking to them about the paperwork required. Yeah, Ariel, I will put a link right here. Give me 1 second. This is great for FSBOs, actually. So the reason why I like it for FSBOs is because we all have called FSBOs, and their favorite thing to ask us is what? Drop in the chat if you know a FSBO's favorite question to ask a real estate agent. Okay, favorite question. Do you have a buyer? Right? Most FSBOs, that is their favorite question when they speak to an agent. And so with a tool like ExpressOffers, you could say something as simple as, actually, that's exactly why I was calling. Are you still interested in offers? I'd love to come out to the property and take a look and see if it may be a fit. Right? So it's a very easy way to have a great conversation with the seller. And as a best practice, I would say, I don't know if I would use the word cash offer or investor too early on, right? I probably will just keep things simple and leverage the word offer and interest, and then build my relationship with the seller when I do get a chance to get in front of them.
I see a bunch of questions saying, do you have a buyer?
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. That was the question that the FSBOs asked the most. So they're just responding to that.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions about anything we spoke about? We do have a hard stop at 1:30. So just want to make sure we can get your questions answered, especially as it relates to the integrations and applications of those integrations. Yes, but yes, good for expireds too. I put the link to the training calendar in the chat. So please grab that and join us for our Tuesday masterminds, where we get together and talk ExpressOffers, talk about what we're seeing together on the boots to the ground level. So again, Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can find that in the training calendar. Well, if there are no, you do not need to be certified. I did not, we didn't talk about that on this call, but you do not need to be certified in order to submit a property. It is open to all EXP US agents to go ahead and submit.
And Shauna, I just put in the link for that. The link to sign up. And then, yeah, if we have a really good, support team, where if you have any questions, you can always, that number 480, I'll put it again in. If you have any questions about anything, you can always call. You can discuss any offer with anyone in our offers department, and then you can talk. If you have any support questions, you could always ask about that. And this is the number where you can contact on that I just sent in. So
this call was recorded, and I believe everyone who attended is going to get a copy sent to their email. That's a great question, and actually one of the things that makes ExpressOffers a little different. So ExpressOffers is not owned by EXP. It's powered by Zudilio. Zudilio services agents all over the country. One of the things that is different about ExpressOffers is while we have access to the entire Zudilio buyer network as a part of this partnership, we also have access to the buyers that we have curated relationships with on the investment services side. So you're bringing a lot of buyer demand through this relationship, this program, I'll call it, an ExpressOffer. So similar in terms of technology and how everything works, but a little different in the buyers that we're able to bring to you. You're asking about accessing what site to submit a property? I would recommend any like questions like that to go to expressoffers.com/agents. That's going to be a good home base for a lot of the general questions, especially when you're thinking about the difference between the free version and the pro version, and even will kind of funnel you to submit a property or to even some of the training that's available there. So Any questions? I would say that's a great starting place. ExpressOffers.com/agents.
And also another thing I should add is, with our platform, I've been around for over a year. Most agents that join, ExpressOffers Core, part of the, Zudilio platform, they see an increase in their sales, because even if you go to every traditional listing with our offers, with, it's giving, statistically proven, it is giving the homeowner a reason to go with you as the agent. You're giving them multiple different options on how to sell their house, and some sellers might want speed, certainty, fewer repairs, or more convenient process instead of losing that opportunity. So you might never know what's going on, and instead of saying, hey, listen, sign here, you can have them with multiple options. And most of our deals actually come through when an agent presented that offer, and then they went on with the listing, and then they came back to the deal. So the listing didn't go well, it went to complete other side, and they're like, hey, that offer that you presented me 2 months ago, I want to take it. So
Shauna, that's a great question about the commission. So because we are a seller representation only program, the commission is paid by your seller for the services that you've rendered. And some of the offers that come out of the platform, you'll see some have program fees, some don't. Each offer is going to be different. I would say first, best place to go is a Monday and Wednesday training on the offer structures. But then also just remember that you represent the seller. Seller is going to agree to pay you for your service. And if there are different dynamics worked out in a deal with a buyer, that may happen. But for the most part, the seller should be expected to pay your compensation. Yeah, sometimes the buyers will have different fees. And I know, just depending on the seller, it may not be for everyone. And that's kind of the takeaway that I would love for everyone to take from this, is to know that these options are not for every seller, but they can provide clarity and insight to every seller, right? Based off of professional buyers, right? So if I'm able to leverage someone who buys 100 houses a year to know exactly what I need to do in order to sell this house for top dollar, that's very good insight for your sellers. That comes from a third party, right? So you're not forced to be the expert there. But I would say, every seller should at least have the benefit to evaluate these options. Not that it's going to be the option for every seller, but I think they at least deserve to know that these options are out there. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. As I said earlier, we have a hard stop at 1:30, but really do appreciate you all for taking the time and joining today. For at least for the end of the month, I'm still in Slack, in EXP Hub if you need, and you can reach me by email. But please reach out if you do have any questions. We really do appreciate you joining us today.